some of the, either contrasting things that the more successful companies did operationally versus the less. And, of course, we're chock-a-block with toolboxes full of tools and distractions and things that companies embrace to try to get operational efficiency, only to be sort of disappointed with the ultimate results. So any insights you can share on companies that are operationally quite effective?
Yes, so I served as an interim president of 3 companies during my turnaround years. So you're going into a company in an industry you don't know. You're in a very short time frame to save a company. And so you have to figure out, what are we going to do? And so the first challenge is, what are we going to not do, right? And so often when I come into a company where they're having growth problems, they have spread themselves too thin. They have too many different products or too many different divisions, and reluctant to cut because it was such a challenge to launch and get going and what have you. And so part of that is, what's the absolute core that we need to get going? And this kind of pruning, it happens in nature. You prune your trees for growing fruits or what have you, But most companies, after they've had a growth spurt, don't think about pruning and don't see the value of pruning. The other piece that was very interesting for me was the perception of a lot of business owners that every job is pretty much 80% routine. We just need to cookie cut it like McDonald's. But more and more in companies, a lot of the staff you have are actually doing projects. And you manage projects very differently than you manage routine work. And in fact, more of the routine work is the work you can outsource, and more of the project work is what you need to keep in-house, because the project work changes so much. And being ruthless with projects, having very short time frames. If we don't get results in 3 weeks, not going to the next phase, breaking things into little sprints to get breakthroughs, being able to break things into bite-sized chunks. Also having tremendous clarity for everybody what the end game is.